Going to bring in Chuck Todd now. Hey, Chuck, good morning. A lot of changes this morning. So how do you think this thing's going to play out next week? Is she or will she not testify on Thursday?
Well, if you read between the lines in that letter, it certainly sounds like she's willing to testify pretty much under whatever circumstance the Judiciary Committee comes up with, as long as it's not Monday, right? She said it's their strong preference to have an FBI investigation first, but didn't say that it had to be done before she would testify. And then you talk about the other things. Look, the difference between Monday and Thursday in the grand scheme of things, I got to think Republicans wouldn't stand in the way of that. And the idea of who goes first, I certainly think it's their prerogative to ask to go first, but that's to have Judge Kavanaugh go first. That does seem like that's not going to happen. I can't imagine that Judge Kavanaugh wouldn't get a chance to respond to any accusations that are leveled against him.
So, Chuck, if you're Brett Kavanaugh and if you claim this incident does not took place as described by Dr. Ford, wouldn't you want an FBI investigation? And even if you're Chuck Grassley, the chair of the Judiciary Committee, wouldn't you want a third-party law enforcement organization to come forward and say this didn't happen if, in fact, it didn't?
I think for a number of reasons, if you're Judge Kavanaugh, you want this FBI investigation. But the biggest is so that there's no questions when you're sitting on that, assuming you do get confirmed and you're sitting on that bench. You don't want any questions. You know, I was interviewing Sheldon Whitehouse yesterday, Democrat from Rhode Island. He said that if Judge Kavanaugh becomes Justice Kavanaugh and they don't do an investigation of what happened, and there's no FBI investigation ever conducted, he said a future Congress would do this. And I said, you mean if Democrats win control of the Senate, they would reopen this, meaning they could, at that point, the only way to undo a Justice Kavanaugh would be through an impeachment process. And he wouldn't rule that out. So, look, I think this is, again, if you're Judge Kavanaugh, I think you want this FBI investigation now. You do not want this lingering and lingering and lingering.
All right, Chuck, we'll keep our eye on next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck.
You got it.